What's up, guys? It's Rubber Burner Gaming. Today I'm going to be doing my PC showcase. My notes say it's Christmas Day, but it's not. It's actually New Year's Eve today. I planned on doing this video for the last week and a half, but you know, life gets in the way sometimes. I want to say I'm not going to be doing a review of any of the parts inside the computer. I don't have enough background. It's my first major PC build that I've ever done. So essentially I'm just going to be showing you what's inside the case. Now that being said, I am going to make some complaints about the case itself. First off, I love the case. It's very slick, sharp. As you can see, it's got that mean look that I was going for. But there are I've got like 3 negatives that I want to go over. First one is for me the storage solutions that we have. So as you can see, we have enough room for 6 hard drives. I don't need 6 hard drives as of right now. I don't know if I ever will. So I'd like to remove this bottom set here. As you'll also notice, I've got 220 millimeter intakes down at the bottom. When I was doing my research, I found that this case said that it could support those down at the bottom. The problem was that to do so, I had to remove this little guy right here, which was supposed to go in underneath the hard drives to help support these cages. Now these cages, as you can see, they're kind of loose. There's actually only 2 screws holding these cages in. Now, does that actually make a difference? Not really. This thing's not going to float, you know, get moved around that often. But it's kind of drives me nuts. So the whole reason I can't remove this bottom set of 3 is because if I did, we'd be left with 1 screw holding this top one in, and that's just not going to cut it for me. Next negative that I have is going to be, you come around to the back, yeah, there's a perfect view of it. This back panel, it's not flush. Nobody else is going to notice this except for me, more than likely, because it's going to be tucked up against a wall. But with a case this big, a full tower case, you should have plenty of room for cable management back there, and I just didn't. I'm not going to open it up and show you how back it is because I'm not proud of it. I told myself I'd do a great job with cable management. I didn't. But even still, there's not that much back there. This should not have been a problem. So the last negative that I have is that guy right there. He's nice. Fan speed switch. Hear them ramp up. He's also absolutely useless. When I bought it, I thought, oh well, that's a great little feature. I can control it. You know, I can control the fan speeds. But fact of the matter is, motherboard back here has great fan speed control. So having my fans hooked directly up to this guy, absolutely pointless. The only reason I have it hooked up to it now is because it would just OCD drive me crazy that there's something there doing nothing at all. So those are my complaints about the case. We'll move on. I guess we'll start with what's inside the case. Like I said earlier, I've got 120 millimeter intakes, Corsair airflow red LEDs. Those I added on. In the front, the case came with 240 millimeter Corsair red airflows. And while we're on fans, we'll just move up here. We have another 140 millimeter for exhausts. Corsair. This one is not LED, so I do plan on replacing it in the not too distant future. Moving from top to bottom, I guess we'll do it. We have a Corsair HX850i power supply, so that should be, well, I did everything I could on a online calculator for power supplies, and I found no reason that I should ever need any more than this guy right here. He is a 80 plus platinum certification, so should get good efficiency out of it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Above that, we have the Asus Maximus Hero 8 motherboard. Great motherboard so far. BIOS very simple, or UEFI, whichever you want to call it, to navigate and control. I really like it. Not to mention, it looks sharp as hell. It does have RGB lighting. I usually have set to red, but because I moved it into the kitchen, it lost its memory. What else we okay, right mounted on top of it, the piece de resistance, the Mac Daddy, the bad boy, the money maker, the piece that I'm most proud of. We have the Asus Strix ROG 1070 graphics card. All I can say is I've maxed every setting on every game that I run, and she runs like a champ. 60 frames a second in every game, 1080p. I do plan on moving up to 1440. Actually, I plan on moving to 3 monitors eventually, but we're not there quite yet. But for now, this guy is running everything, no problem whatsoever. Up above that, we have little Blinky Eye, I call him. That is a Captain 360EX Gamer Storm all-in-one cooler. I'll move up here and we'll open this guy up. Maybe I should stop looking at my camera and look at the actual computer. There's the 320mm exhaust fans for the radiator. Admittedly, they are kind of loud when this guy ramps up. I've got the motherboard set to a turbo setting for the processor, so they do ramp up on a regular basis. So I do plan on replacing those fans in the not too distant future. What else do we have? Well, I guess underneath said Blinky Eye, you can't see it, but in there is Intel's current flagship processor, the i7-6700K. I have not done any overclocking with it yet. I do plan to eventually, but as of right now, I got no reason to. It does everything super fast, so why would I? It's just extra wear and tear. Once I start pushing videos out on a regular basis, that may be a different story. To the right, we have Corsair Vengeance DDR4 2133 megahertz RAM. We've actually got 32 gigs in there. There is room for 2 more sticks if I want to put it in there, but the way I see it, I'm not going to need that for a long time, if ever. So I guess we'll move over here to the right and we'll start getting into my storage. There's not much. That is admittedly where I am lacking the most. In the back, we have a Samsung 850 Pro SSD. Super fast. It's only 256 gigabytes. That's just for my operating system. Not much else. I plan on putting a second one in here, a little bit larger for all my games, but for now, they're all stuck on that guy. That's just a 1 terabyte WD Black hard drive disk. I do plan on adding another one for backups and so on, but I was well over budget, so those guys had to wait for another day. So, just finally, this is going to be my recording PC. I absolutely love the guy so far. He's slick, he's sharp, he's fast. Gonna be doing a lot of gaming on this guy. Planning on pushing out a lot of videos for you guys to watch. Whether or not you like them or not, we'll find out. I have to apologize for the poor audio quality today. My cat recently decided to eat my mic on my headset, which kind of sucks because it wasn't that old a headset, but it is what it is. So I do have another mic on order. I'm actually going to get a standing mic, a Blue Yeti. It's actually being shipped right now. It should be here in the next 3 to 4 days, I'm hoping. So once it gets here, I'm going to start pushing videos out right away. Once it's here, I've already done some testing with OBS. That ran smoothly. Still have a couple kinks I want to get figured out. The video editing software, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I actually planned on doing this video on Christmas Day, and I actually did. I recorded in 4K on my phone. Problem was that the editing software that I used did not support 4K. So if you guys know of a good free 4K editing software, put a comment down below and let me know, because I'm definitely interested for sure. Once I'm moved upstairs with my new monitors, I'm going to be recording everything in 1440p, maybe even 4K. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I need a good software for that. I'm not made of money, so if you guys know of a free one, let me know. So yeah, stay tuned, everybody. We're going to have good things on the horizon, and we'll see you on the flip side. Robert Burner Gaming, over and out.